All right, today we're going to talk about something that's always working in the background to keep you safe online. We're talking about encryption. You can kind of think of it as this invisible shield for your entire digital life. I love this quote because it just nails it. See, encryption isn't some magic wall that stops bad guys from getting in. No, what it does is make sure that if they do break in, all they get for their trouble is a pile of useless, scrambled nonsense. So that's the big question, right? How does this thing actually work? How does it protect your information when everything else has gone wrong? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack in this explainer. Okay, let's dive right in. First section, secrets in a burning castle. We're going to get to the core idea here. So what is it really? At its heart, encryption is just the art of turning real information into complete and utter gibberish. The goal is simple. If some unauthorized person gets your data, they can't read it. To them, it's just noise. That is, unless they have the special key to unscramble it. And the shield isn't just for one thing. It protects your data pretty much everywhere. When it's just sitting on a hard drive, we call that data at rest. When you're sending an email or browsing a website, that's data in transit. And now, which is pretty cool, we're even seeing it protect data while your computer is actively working on it. That's data in use. So it's got you covered all around. All right, next up, one key versus two. Because it turns out there are two main ways to do this. And the whole difference comes down to, well, the keys. First up is what we call symmetric encryption. And the best way to think about this is like a diary lock. Super simple, right? You've got one key. That single key locks the diary, and that very same key unlocks it. If you want to share your diary with a friend, you have to give them a copy of that exact same key. But then you've got asymmetric encryption, and this works a little differently. Think of it like a locked mailbox out on the street. It has a slot. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can come by and drop a letter in that slot. That slot is like the public key. But only one person has the key to actually open the mailbox and read the letters. That's you. That's the private key. So let's compare them side by side. The diary lock, symmetric. It uses that one shared key and it is blazing fast, perfect for encrypting huge files or lots of data. The mailbox, asymmetric, uses two keys, a public and a private one. It's way slower, so why bother with the slow one? Well, here's the magic. They work together as a team. Asymmetric is amazing at one very specific job, securely sharing the one key needed for the super fast symmetric encryption. Now, this isn't just theory. You see this teamwork in action literally every single day. Let's talk about that little padlock icon you see in your browser. That little lock? Yeah, it's not just for decoration. It means your browser and the website you're visiting have just performed something called a TLS handshake. It's like a secret digital greeting to set up a secure line. And check out how this works. It's a four-step dance. First, your browser says hello to the server. The server then proves who it is by showing its ID, which is a digital certificate. Now here's the crucial part, step 3. They use that slow but super secure mailbox method, the asymmetric one, to secretly agree on a brand new key for just this conversation. And once they both have that secret key, bam, step 4. They switch over to the fast diary lock method, symmetric, for everything else. It's the best of both worlds. Unbeatable security to start and lightning speed for the rest of the chat. But, as powerful as all this sounds, encryption isn't foolproof. It's a tool, and like any powerful tool, if you use it wrong, things can go very, very badly. Let's talk about a famous case, the Equifax blunder back in 2017. Now, these guys had a ton of sensitive data, and to their credit, they encrypted it. So on paper, it looked like they were doing the right thing. But they made one of the most basic, catastrophic mistakes you can possibly make. This quote says it all. They stored the keys on the same server as the data. Think about that. It is literally like locking your diary and then taping the key to the front cover. So when the hackers broke in, the encryption meant absolutely nothing. The key was just sitting there waiting for them. Okay, here's another example, but a totally different kind of failure. The Sony PS3 hack from 2010. This time, it wasn't about someone leaving the key under the doormat. This was a deep, fundamental flaw in the math of the encryption itself. So what was the lesson here? Well, it all came down to randomness. Good encryption relies on truly random numbers to create keys. But Sony, they reused the same random number over and over again. And that is a huge no-no in crypto. It's like using the exact same master key for every single lock in an entire city. Once hackers found that one repeating number, they could figure out the master key and unlock everything. So what do these stories teach us? That the fancy math is only part of the story. How you actually use encryption is just as, if not more important. So let's wrap up with some simple rules for good encryption hygiene. These are the golden rules, the things you have to get right. First, encrypt by default. Just make it a standard practice. Second, and this is the big one from Equifax, separate your data from your keys. Don't tape the key to the diary. Third, use proven, updated algorithms. Don't try to invent your own secret code, it never works. Next, rotate your keys. Change the locks every now and then. And finally, educate your team. The people are just as important as the technology. And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? The math might be complicated, but the principle is actually really simple. It's all about controlling who gets to see your stuff. In a world where our data is just everywhere, encryption is the tool that lets us draw a line in the sand. It's how we decide who sees our secrets and who just gets a page of meaningless gibberish. It's how you keep those secrets safe even when the castle is burning down.